September 6th, grade B+. Tomorrow is the first day of school. I'm not really nervous, a little excited. God, I can't tell whether I want to go back or not. I can't tell if I'm excited for school or not. I am, but I'm not. September 8th, grade B. We had a class assembly during third period. I was in a bad mood. Mr. Littlefield, the new vice principal, seems nice though. He has the cutest little dimples. September 12th, grade B. Hi. First week of school was okay. But stank at the same time. The back to school dance sucked. I sold sodas the whole night. I went into the gym by force to the last 5 minutes, and a slow song started, and I saw Steve paired up with Becky Schmidt. Then, I resumed the normal spot I have for dances, the bathroom. September 13th, grade A-. This morning I go, "Hi, Mr. Littlefield," and he waves and smiles and goes, "Good morning. I think I love him." Then Colleen and I, get this, go out to dinner, and guess who was outside? Mr. Littlefield. He totally remembered me. I was like, "Hi, Mr. Littlefield," and he said, "Hi," and I go, "How are you?" And he said, "Good," with a big smile on his face. Ha! He was with his wife and kids. Ugh. September 21st, grade B-. I hate junior year. It really sucks so far. And I'm not going to win class treasurer. My vest got stolen, and I didn't get in the play, and I'm fat, and Steve will never like me, and my legs are so freckly. I hate it! October 1st, grade A-. Hello, this is a gal speaking who has her license. Wow. Mrs. Aronson had to sign this thing for me, and she was standing with Mr. Littlefield, and I asked her to sign it. And she didn't have a pen, and he goes, "I always loan pens to people from the cross-country team. I stayed and watched Siobhan yesterday. He knows my name." Ah! And then, as I was leaving, he yells, "Hi, Siobhan," like I always do to him. History, we watched a video on the Underground Railroad. It was sad. October 30th, grade B+. A year ago today, I started to like Steve. And the night before that anniversary, I stopped dead in my tracks in not liking him. I totally fucking stopped. I'm really over him completely. November 2nd, grade A-. Get this. Becca asked me if the junior class wins the canned food drive at homecoming, if I would be willing to get up at the homecoming assembly and have Mr. Littlefield sing me a song and give me a rose. Each class is assigned an administrator, and if they win the canned food drive, they can do whatever they want to that administrator at the homecoming assembly. Which, side note, who approved this idea? It's really insane. Ah! We must win. I will steal cans from the other classes if necessary. P.S. Notice now, one fucking mention of Steve, no need to, I like someone else. November 8th, grade B/B+. I walked in Mr. Littlefield's room, and he's sitting at his desk, and I just barge in, and I ask if he would like some of my baking. He said, he didn't want to eat pie at 9 in the morning, but would have it later. On the way to health, Mr. Littlefield was standing in the hallway. Mr. Littlefield, "Hey, Siobhan, thanks for the pie." Siobhan, "Oh, you're welcome. Did you like it?" Mr. Littlefield, "It was great. It made my day." During that whole conversation, he held my hand. Ah! November 16th, grade B. At the beginning of Foos class, I got Dave to go out and ask Mr. Littlefield if he was excited for the homecoming assembly. He said, "I'm thrilled." November 20th, grade, question mark. God, I really think we're gonna win the canned food drive. It's so exciting! Today I will have to drive by Mr. Littlefield's house to see if he's there. What if he's playing ball with his kids in the front yard and he looks over and I get scared, so I duck. And in the process of ducking, I slowly swerve onto the wrong side of the street and crash into a Mack truck and my car is smashed. And Mr. Littlefield will just be like, "Why did you drive by my house ducking? Are you stalking me?" And in my bloody embarrassment, I will turn red and die knowing that Mr. Littlefield thought I was insane. Of course, I could just not drive by his house, period. November 24th, grade, very up and down, but on average B+. Disregard all the negative and accentuate the fucking positive. I had a great day, a great day. I got up telling myself to stop liking Mr. Littlefield for myself. I owe it to myself, etc. And I kept saying I should think with my head from now on and not my heart. Well, fuck that. Hey, maybe Mr. Littlefield isn't in love with me. Maybe he's married, but he is the funnest person ever I have had the privilege of liking. He is a wonderful person. Today, we had the homecoming assembly, and we won the canned food drive. I sat in an orange chair near the class officers and all the soccer nice people. Very important clarification. First, they announced all the football team. Wow, Steve is just so cool, yeah. And then Mr. Cat did a long, boring speech, yawn. And then I got introduced with something like, "We all knew Mr. Littlefield would be loved by the student body, but he is most loved by Siobhan O'Malley." And then Kent and Dave pushed my rolling chair out to the center of the gym, and Lydia escorted Mr. Littlefield out while Amber threw confetti, and then the song "I Will Always Love You" by Whitney Houston. And he got down on his knee and held my hand and started to lip sync. During the song, Mr. Littlefield said twice, "Did you plan this whole thing?" And I said, no, I didn't. Someone asked me. And then he also said twice, "This is the longest song ever." And he stood up, and so did I. He gave me 2 long stem roses, and we bowed to each other. That night at the homecoming dance, Mr. Littlefield took my hand and said, "Hello." And I asked him if he had fun today, and he said, "Yes. Whenever I hear that song, I will think of you." Can you believe it? I love him so much! December 13th, grade D. Math, we had a sub. Chemistry, I hate. History, we went over boring stuff. Lunch, we ate inside. English sucked. Health, we talked about rape. Gym I didn't do and hid in the bathroom. I wish Mr. Littlefield wasn't married. December 18th, grade A-. I found out on Thursday that Mr. Littlefield speaks Swahili. He went backpacking in Alaska with 2 backpacking. Backpacking in Alaska with 2 Swahilian men. And he just picked it up. to say, I want to make a fire in Swahili. Wandi wrote it down for me. Ninataka kawanza moto. It was time for the dance. I wore my overalls, my J.Crew, my J.Crew ribbed tee, and hiking boots. The dance was a quarterfinal. Quarter-formal, and I had this hillbilly outfit on. So I come in and I come in and I go, I didn't know people were going to actually dress up for this. Mr. Littlefield was standing at the door. I hadn't said hi, nor looked at him yet. I was almost past him when he goes, hi Siobhan, and I turned around and go, oh, Ninataka kawanza moto. And he said something back to me in Swahili, and I go, someone told me you speak Swahili, so Mwangi, you know Mwangi? He taught me how to say something in it, and he asked me to repeat it. In case I forgot it, I had it written on my palm. I glanced down. He held my hand with both of his hands for so long. And he was like, moto, that means heat or warmth. And everyone around us who could hear was like, Siobhan! And I go, no, no, no! And then I thought, uh-oh, what if Wangi told me something really bad? Mr. Littlefield kept trying to translate, and he goes, Taka, that's a bad word, isn't it? No, no, it's not. So finally, I told him it was, I want to make a fire. Everyone was slightly puzzled by my random statement. Well, that's great, Mr. Littlefield said. When I go to Kenya, I can use it. It will come in very handy. January 8th, grade B+. Oh, Betsy, my guinea pig, had her babies yesterday. 3. I named them Bobby, after Mr. Littlefield. Tobby, since they were born in the snow after Toboggan. And Moira, after Moira Kelly in The Cutting Edge. They're very cute. Grade, January 11th, grade B+/A-. Chemistry, we talked about energy or something. I'm not completely sure on the whole thing. We took down these strange drawings. I am so lost. I am so lost, and I am not making any effort to get found. I'm not that upset, though. J'espère que Monsieur Littlefield m'adore. Oh, I forgot. Yesterday, Mr. Littlefield came in with this huge bandage over his eye. Supposedly, it's a sledding accident. Mr. Mack said it wasn't a sledding accident, it was skin cancer, and he had plastic surgery, so I guess he's been lying to students. On the way to lunch, I bumped into him. He can't wear his glasses. I wonder if he's as blind as I am. Thought to ponder. Anyhow, I'll give a reasonable facsimile of the conversation. Siobhan, hey, guess what? My guinea pig had babies, Mr. L. Oh? Siobhan, yeah, and I named one Bob, after you. Mr. L. Really? Siobhan, yeah, and I named the other one Tobby because they were born in a snowstorm and it's short for toboggan. Haha, Bobby and Tobby. And then I named one Moira just because I like that name. I didn't tell him it was from The Cutting Edge. Mr. L. Pause. So what do you do with them? Keep them? Siobhan. No, I bring them. I sell them to the critter hut. And I said, get this, Siobhan. Actually, Bobby sort of looks like you because he has a patch around his eye. Ha! Isn't that funny? I hope I'm not scaring him. January 13th. All day, I eagerly awaited being called out of class by the hunk.